Well then. Yeah. Well, let's find out what happens here. Um, an old veracity lives here in the far reaches of the sea. Okay, the gull-eyed engineer wants to go ashore. I can I can lose my mind. Do not do this. Nice. I can eat my crew. Fair. I can offer all of my stories, or I'm going to compile a part report because why not? Silence, desolation, the sense of impending and terrible mistake. Everything is horrible. It's not really an appropriate title for a formal report, is it? Let's find something a little more clinical. Okay, so she wants to go ashore. There, she rises on her feet like a dancer and darts toward the shadowed altar. Oh, so much. I see so much. Red roses. Here, look here. The dawn is bleeding. The stars are hungry. East. It went east when it was done. There are drums beneath my feet. Look where I rise. Look when I am gone. Oh, those colors, my heart, my heart. She collapses with a jubilant buzz. A cloud of red wasps burst from her, circle once, and rise. Disappear among the shadows of the column tops, high above. You hear an answering buzz. Creepy. Where she indicated roses, you find a cache of fuel buried beneath the bones of sacrifices. Where she spoke of drums, you find connate religious treasures beneath a stone. World stones, ivory cups, a hand drum of shell. The sailors carry her corpse back to the ship. You spare a single glance for the ruined rags of her face. It's enough to see that she died smiling. Alright, so 5 fuels. I have a bunch of artifacts now, so I mean, there's that. Yeah. I mean, no, that's fair. It was the least sacrifice I could do. So, I mean, there's that. I do have 5 fuel now. I don't have any food. Any shops here? Nah, didn't think so. Now, I could just lose my mind. Because I am not coming back from this journey at that point anyway. But I'd rather go down kicking. I still have 9 sacrifices to roast. It's a good point. I'm not going to offer all of my stories. I can't anyway. An act of burning faith. Which god holds sway here? Storm, stone, or salt? Perhaps no god that is elsewhere named, but if you feed it, it will calm your mind. Interesting. I have to have over 50 terror, which is fair. It'll give me 1 supply. And fuel. Oh, okay. So that unlocks it. Okay, well, let's not lose my mind. Let's just go. Alright, King Eater's Castle. Where the fuck am I? Right. 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 This is fine. No, this is fine. That golden ship up there, it's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, turn the lights off. Get me the fuck out of here. Run away. Run away. Run away. There you go. Just keep running. Keep running while you can. This is fine. Oh, this is terrible. I can't go down. There's nothing here. I discovered the banning bluff. Oh, of course I did. Once I'm away from that giant glowing golden boat, I might be able to find somewhere to put ashore for some food. Not super likely, but it's possible. It's part of why I like this game. Weird as shit happens. Oh god. Run away. Run far. Run far, run fast. Run faster than that. Oh god. I don't care if the engines explode, just go. Go, 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 go. Oh, and bats. Also bats. Can I make it to port? Can I make it to port? Come on, port. Come on, port. You can do it. You can do it. I mean, they're gonna be there when I come out anyway. They just want to make friends. Connate friends, yeah. I'm sure this is fine. Okay, so Varchas, the mirrored city, where light was always the law. The burning white lights of Varchas. The walled city of Varchas is a tangle of green vines and luminescent fungal flowers, slow blooming around moldering stone. Quincunx of carved stepped towers rise over the walls and pour burning white light into the bleak sky. Interesting. A rough, shadowed path leads from the docks to the mirrored gates of Varchas. Two towering carved stone lamps throw their light on the angled mirrors, and the blue-cloaked guard stands in the reflected pool of light. The city is a beacon against the tree-hushed, sprawling darkness of the Elder Continent. In the far distance, a vast mountain glimmers. Choke on the smell. It's an overbearing sweet. It comes from the fungus growing wild all over the city's stones. There's some Zailers waving me over. I can ask the guard a few questions. I'm going to compile a port report because I'm going to be hopeful that I'll actually make it back. I'm not going to make it back. I'm going to choke on the smell. The flowers have white waxy leaves which leave powdery traces on your fingers. The light coming from the city has the same camphorous quality, and the smell, perfume worn too many days on the body, unread books left to turn to ink-stained pulp, a garden drowned and rotting in still water. Interesting. The Zailers weave me over. They're sitting on some upturned crates on the docks, playing a game with mirrored chips and stylized snakes made of bone. You're not thinking of going in there, the Zailers gawk at you in unconcealed horror. They take turns telling you gruesome stories of Varchas, which no doubt invented whole cloth. Some are convinced that the Varchazi render Zailers into tallow to light their city. Well, others say they steal shadows and sell them to their masters. All of them are convinced that they blind any strangers who dare to gaze too long upon their city's secrets. We're just waiting to be paid and then we're off, one of the Zailers says, nervously fingering a mirroring chip. I've only got one eye left. I'd like to keep it. Okay, I can ask the guard some questions, which is never a bad idea to gather a little intelligence before heading to unknown waters or cities. The blue-cloaked guard only acknowledges your existence when you step out of the darkness of the path into the light of the lamps. The guard stands in the middle of the pool of light, looking warily at the darkness beyond you. Up close, the guard's blue cloak is threadbare and mossy along the hem. The pattern-embroidered suns runs along the collar, but the gold thread is dull. The kohl around her eyes is smudged. Well, Tomas, she asks, are you going to ask your questions, or are you just going to stare? Her tone is brusque, and her expression is curiously eager. You do not think Varchas receives many visitors. Okay, I can ask questions. What do you guys think? I could correct her about my name not being Tomas, although that's probably just cultural. I can ask about the light, which seems a bit wasteful or ostentatious. I can ask about her. I can ask about the city's customs, or I can just go. Ask about the light. I can totally ask about the light. Seems a bit wasteful, possibly even ostentatious. We must always walk in Mihir's light, so we burn our lamps night and day to banish darkness from the mirrored city, she tells you proudly. If we let darkness corrupt us, we would not be Varchasi any longer, but Tomas, like you. You wonder, is that so terrible a fate? Her mocking laugh answers you even before her words do. Yes, it would be terrible indeed, Tomas. And before you ask, she adds, no, I do not have any desire to leave Varchus. The rest of Neath has fallen from Mahir's grace, and I have no wish to join them. Interesting. I'm going to ask about her. It is a great honor to guard the mirrored gates, she snaps defensively. She gestures to the edge of the pool of light illuminating her post. It is very dangerous. Even a small stumble, and I could fall into the dark. Her voice goes thready. I would be banished from Mahir's grace. I would lose my name. That is why they only send the bravest outside the walls. Interesting. I'm going to ask about the customs. Don't touch the mirrors. Don't even look into the mirrors, she says, her voice hard. And try very hard not to dream. Were you expecting something along the lines of don't murder anyone or only wear red on special occasions? Still, you nod and smile. Okay, I have no more questions. She looks disappointed, but does not try to engage you further. I'm going to tell the guard I wish to enter. She makes a mark on her ledger before ringing a brass bell. The mirrors of the gates rearrange and give you space to pass, but never once allow shadow to touch the guard. Our ways are not yours, Tomas, remember that, and walk in the light of Mahir. Alright. I have a quality of 1 for the city. Inside the city walls. Your eyes are blinded by the brilliance of the light. The verdant, rot smell is even thicker. The heat of so much flame and reflected light presses oppressively against your skin. Your head pounds. It is a few minutes before your eyes adjust, and you can look around. Brass lamps and gilded sconces hang from every wall. Excuse me. And phosphorescent fungus grows like moss upon the doorways and ceilings. Cunningly arranged mirrors catch every droplet of light and diffuse it until each cobblestone and rampart of the city is drenched and blazing and utterly without shadow. Who do you speak to? Well, there's a firekeeper. There's a white-cloaked guard, fungus carter, jewel-turbaned youth, or I can just explore. I'm intrigued. Very much intrigued. So, looks like these two are going to be the something awaits you things. Uh-huh. I'm guessing this is going to probably be food associated, considering it's a bunch of fungus. Hard to say, though. Do the youth? I mean, I can do the youth. The jewel-turbaned youth. He's winking at you. That is a furtive wink, or is it a flirtatious one? Only one way to find out. I mean, yeah, okay. He looks utterly overjoyed to make your acquaintance, the bangles of his wrist flashing as he presses his hands together in greeting. My friends, I would be honored if you would attend a small gathering with us. We are so eager to hear about the world outside Varchus city walls. It seems an innocuous enough invitation, but then why does his gaze dart around so anxiously, as he tells you how to find his mansion in the eastern district? And the first tower bell has sounded. Interesting. So I have the firekeeper, the white-cloaked guard, and the fungus eater, or the fungus carter. So it's not yet 1, or it is 1. I can do this until 4. Let's see what's in the outer district before I keep choosing. The mirrored city gleams invitingly. You'll get used to the smell in time. The center of Varchus. You walk galleried courtyards wreathed with vines and fungal blooms. Long straight roadways crisscross the length and breadth of Varchus. The stone worn by the wheels of carts and the tread of thousands of slippered feet. Lamplighters constantly check the fuel levels of the sconces and replace wicks. Firekeepers check the coiled spring mechanisms that control the angle of the mirrors. There is much to explore. Where will you go next? Hospital, guardhouse, the Temple of Mahir, or entertainment. I might as well go to the the Jeweled Turban's youth mansion. Because it's a thing. Well, he did invite you, after all. You're not entirely sure what you're expecting from the Jewel Turban Youth's invitation. Perhaps a candlelit dinner and a genteel seduction. It turns out to be an evening of card games and chilled wine with his rather eclectic collection of friends. But as the wine is drunk and the cards are played, the gathering takes on a certain political tone. A raggedly dressed artisan begins complaining of the Agnahotres, trade restrictions. A novice priest points out contradictions in Mahir's mantras. A stone carver questions whether his daughter should also have to follow the same profession. Will you, the jewel-turbaned youth stares at you, licking his lips, will you tell us a story? I can't really invent something, so I have a 30% chance of success. I can tell them about myself. I don't have any other tales right now, unfortunately. I feel like telling them about myself is going to backfire, but why not? You tell them of yourself. It might be nice, to be honest, especially to a group of people you'll never have to meet again. You wet your throat with tart wine and fix your eyes on a carved lintel and begin your own, somewhat convoluted tale. At the end, they look slightly dissatisfied, slightly relieved. We were hoping, the jewel-turban youth clears his throat, that you would tell us, he pitches his voice lower. Lies. You're a little insulted. After all, it's not as if you make a habit of telling strangers of your past. I mean no insult, he adds placatingly. We have only true stories here in Varchus, and no inventions, no made-up tales. So I lost some terror out of that. And now I have a memory of distant shores. I can spend another hour and tell them a fanciful tale. Have we died yet? We haven't. Working on it, but I haven't died yet. Let's try the fanciful tale. It's practically a sailor's profession. Perhaps the wine is muddling your tongue, or maybe the fungus smell is too distracting. You can't seem to weave the threads of your story together into a whole. Your hero, a dashing Z-captain, turns unexpectedly into a drowny, and so you pack him off into the tomb colonies, much to everyone's confusion. Failed. I lost a terror, at least. Do I want to try that again? Or should I just call it there? I'll return to the city center. I want to do a little bit more exploring before the end of the day. I'm going to go to the Temple of Mahir. The sound of the bells grows louder and more reverberant as you approach. The temple tower pierces through the city's heart, taller than the other 4 towers which stand at each of the cardinal points. Around the temple sprawls the sacred district, vine-covered stone shrines, still ponds glowing with algae, and flash-finned carp, priests in white, their wrists heavy with metal chains. There are no mirrors in the Temple of Mahir, and the rest of the city has to make do with mirrored light and reflections, but Mahir's most sacred space is filled with hundreds of lamps and lit candles of hard-packed phosphorescent fungus. I can listen to the mantras. In Varchus the sun still shines, calls the sun priest in a way of an invocation. The assembled temple-goers raise their voice in a well-worn reply. I can look at the bas reliefs. I can talk about the king or governor, or talk to the king or governor. Not much else I can actually do. I could just listen to the mantras. Praise the light. Yeah, I'll listen to the mantras. The Sun Priest patches her voice so it echoes off the fire-warmed stones of the temple and reverberates through the tower. Mahir looked away from us, and Varchus fell, she intones. Now we light our city like a beacon, so Mahir may find us once more. Lost some terror, gained more memories. No shops in this city, unfortunately. Okay. Now, I can go slightly further. And there's one other thing I can actually do. So I can go to the entertainment. I can go lie to the youth again. I'm going to go back to the mansion and try to lie to the kid again. I have failed. That's unfortunate. Same problem. Alright, return to the center and go to the inn. All visitors to Varchus are given one night's accommodation in the city's only inn. It is a handsome stone mansion arranged around a pleasantly cool courtyard. Frescoes of city life are painted on the walls. Given how few visitors Varchus hosts, you suspect the inn is more usually used by philandering locals. Evening falls, or does it? The town's 5 principal mirrors are mounted on coiled spring mechanisms and alter their angles subtly to create the impression of evening. Across the city, the firekeepers throw pinches of colored powder into the lamps, and the quality of the light yellows to a softer brightness. The smells of cooking mingle with the fungus rot, but you aren't going to let that put you off your food. I can go to get some food. I can go to the courtyard. Cushions are arrayed around the marble fountain of the middle. Musicians pluck their instruments under the shade of the twisted. I'm going to go to the kitchen. The inn's cook makes thick spiced stews of fungus, flowers, and lotus root, eaten with chunks of boiled cassava and rice imported from inland. But it is the light, hungry fruit grown in the city which makes your mouth water. Tart-scented oranges and bruised yellow bananas, pineapples bursting with juice, tender coconuts with the silky white flesh scooped out and sap sweet on the tongue. Do you not eat meat, you ask in wonderment, and the inn's cook calls to Mahir for strength. It is forbidden to eat flesh of living creatures, he says. Lucky the Varchasi don't fancy the seafaring life. Interesting. And I could stay awake. I might as well dream. Go to sleep. Kronos, what's the matter with you? You feeling okay? The bed is low and wide, and draped with... Don't bite the mic. And draped with cotton sheets, stamped with vegetable dye patterns in muted greens and blues. You fall into sleep easily despite the bright light, but your dreams are full of whispering, glittering smokes. Mirror vapors that coil into reflection-warping shapes. You see your limbs bend, your skin slough, your eyes twist. You wake and your heart pounding, with your heart pounding. Your nostrils are full of fungal rot smell of Varchus. Your body is as it always was, but somehow that is not as comforting as it should be. I have a dream of smoke. A watchful hissing vapor haunts me. That's nice. Gained some terror. Excellent. Dawn in Varchus. Outsider time in Varchus is strictly rationed. Each morning at dawn, the guard visits the inn to eject any tamas they find. They are polite, but very definite. Return, the guard tells you, but not yet. With that, they usher you into the darkness beyond the walls. You blink, mirror dazzles from your eyes. It's cold out here. Okay, so I lost all of that. That's fine. Excellent. Now then, will we make it any further? Always the question. Avoid the bats. If I encounter anything, it's going to kill me. Like, that's just the situation we're in. Yep, that's a big ass jellyfish. Oh god. Oh god. Get it stuck on the lamp. Something else out there. It's a lighthouse. Where would that lighthouse be coming from? From the Zebat, I left the city and they didn't notice me. Like, that's literally it. There's a thing. It's a lighthouse. Hello, lighthouse. Are you not a thing? You're not a thing. Jack-a-dandy stack. Well, jack-a-dandy stack to you too. We're about out of food. Gonna have to butcher some of the crew. Sure, it's fine. Run away! Ooh, a supply ship. That's fucking handy. I kind of doubt that they'll actually sell me anything I can buy, but... Okay. Mouths to feed. Your crew needs provisions. You call to tighten your belts, but bad things will begin to happen. This card will remain available as long as hunger is over 50. Don't let hunger reach 100. Well then, we have no options. We are officially starving, yes. Desperate measures. Well, I can sacrifice to salt again. Because that worked so well the last time. I could also sacrifice to stone for a wound, or I can sacrifice to storm in the expense of 2 crew. What do you think? Sacrifice or crew? Or just salt again? I'm intrigued either way. What's the worst place salt could place us? I mean, that's fair. Go. Okay, same situation. Put us in port. Put us back in King Ears. Right. Right. In that case, we're going to sacrifice to Storm. The blood of the sacrifice is black on the deck lights. The crew are silent. No one will look at anyone else. With a crash like a thunderbolt smashing a cathedral window, a great solstice strikes the deck. No, stalactite. Two things become apparent. Firstly, it has fallen on a second crew member, crushing them flat. Secondly, it is improbably encased in a great bolus of coal. I now have 5 fuel, gained 10 terror, I'm now nervous, and I lost 5 hull. Now the mouths to feed is also a problem. There's no shops here. Unfortunately, I can't lose my mind anymore because I'm too scared. Now I'm closer to some food selling places. I don't have any money for the food anyway. Well, it looks like we starve, so let's get on with that. Okay, so there's the Khanite. Unfortunately, I need to get a hell away from him. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Run away. Run away. Run very fast. Run far. Okay. Okay. We're gonna go this way. There's nothing over here, but we're gonna go this way anyway. Because I've always wondered what the hell is at the bottom corner. Just Patak's Fury. That's what's at the bottom corner. Also, I'm caught in it now. Also, it's slightly amusing that he managed to run into the wall. It looks like we starved to death. Back here in the corner of the world. And everybody's gonna die. There we go. Starvation walks the ship. Day by day, you'll all grow weaker. Each sip of fresh water is carefully rationed. Sailors squabble over scraps of leather. Each morning, bodies are found, stiff and cold. Well, we're gonna eat them. You are past the edge of desperation. They have died. You will live. A red night. The higher-minded or less hungry crew lock themselves away. You, and the less scrupulous, stalk the ship's corridors, gathering the emaciated remains of your once fellows. It's not what you'd call good eating, but it'll make a sustaining stew. I lost 50 hunger. I am now unaccountably peckish, and I have a cannibal trait. I'm also nervous still. I can eat them. In some legacies, it's the fastest way of getting out there. That's fair. I mean, do not repeat the same route. I wouldn't dare. Repeating the same route would be boring. The Empire of Hands. Okay, but where? There's a lighthouse over here. I mean, there has to be something. There's an airship. Oh, there's a dock over there. No, that's a bridge. There we go, Port Stanton. behind the Empire of Hands. Okay. So, Port Stanton. A stern reminder from the Admiralty. In the name and by the power of her enduring majesty, a trade embargo and quarantine is of absolute perpetuity and has hereby been declared on the Empire of Hands. No ship of London is to permit aboard a Pentecost ape without express and prior permission of the Admiralty. Any and all acts of spearphage are prohibited. They know what they did. Beware of stowaways. Keep a tight grip on your soul. Excerpt from the Standard Navy Regulations, Volume 4. The flea-ridden mayor, with the regulations in mind, is surprised to be greeted by a mere itchy monkey in a tattered yellow robe, barely walking with the help of a ceremonial staff. Hello, cries the mayor in a broken voice of one not yet used to human speech. Come, make selves at home. All souls welcome in bountiful Empire of Hands. The crew shifts uncomfortably. They know the stories. It will take more than the natural beauty of this place to make most of them risk shore leave. Alright, monkey business. Yeah, interesting. So I can actually fast travel a bit. So let's go to Port Stanton. There's the Zeppelin. There's an audience with the mayor. And then the shore leave. Apes Island. Hold your soul tightly. They know what they did. It's my favorite line so far. Let's do shore leave. Hey, 3 supplies. Look at that. With the help of a few crew members, you gather several crates of fruits and berries from the thick jungle. In exchange for a share, the monkeys of Port Stanton are oddly happy to help you sift through and find the best. Much of the crew subsequently suffers from terrible diarrhea. The two things are, perhaps, unrelated. That's fine. I can poke around along shore. I can still have an audience. Or I can talk about the Zeppelin. Let's poke around the shore. The parasynthetic jungle holds many dangers. Step carefully. There is no authority behind the fence. On a boarded journey, the path is through the jungle soon becomes dark and treacherous. The predatory eyes of desperate monkeys staring from behind every bush and tree. Exploring this island will have to wait for a more auspicious day. Well, in that case, So if I actually had a bunch of equipment, we could buy food, true, if we had money. Also, there's no shops. Let's have an audience with the mayor. King of an empty castle, the flea-ridden mayor scratches himself on a chair made of crates, surrounded by boxes of long-rotted trade goods. As a 5-souled ape, he would be able to petition for membership of court. For now, the trade embargo has left him trapped on the outside, a 3-souled overseer with no talent for order. Excuse me. Sorry about that. The smoke here is making my allergies go absolutely insane. In better times, being overseer of Port Stanton gave the incumbent their pick of visitors to the Empire. Now it is a thankless task, as any to be found in the Neath. I can sell my soul to the mayor. He'll pay me 200 echoes, which might allow us... These monkeys do not have shops. So I can sell my soul to the mayor. So 200 echoes. I don't have any echo. I've got 5 echo. They require at least 20. So yeah, I can really only sell them. I mean, I've got some stuff in my journal, but I'm gonna go for now. Yeah, I've got some favors, some memoirs, some menaces. Um, and I do have some fragments, some visions of the surface, outlandish artifacts. Yeah, I can't seem to be able to sell them anywhere. Talk about the Zeppelin. I was turned away. 2 monkey guards wielding rifles and rusty bayonets blocked the bridge. Okay, fair enough. Well, do I sell my soul? That's the question. I don't actually know what it does. So it's an interesting conundrum. I mean, I need the cash no matter where we end up, but we do have 3 fuel and 3 food right now. So let's check out the Zailing, the Empire of Hands. I can take a scouting trip to the Sovereign Island, the Ash Isthmus, Fountainhead Island, or Heartsake Island. Let's take a scouting trip to the Sovereign Island. It's the heart of the Empire. Many boats circle the island, all keeping their distance. The one that gets closest to is an extended rowboat painted in yellows, whites, and reds. 4 servant monkeys strain at the oars while the true passenger sits in comfort behind a gauze curtain. Just for a moment, an eye catches yours, but only for a moment. It would not do for a high-souled ape to see something so beneath its notice. Well, I can't gain access because I don't have a gift. So back to the boat I go. The Ash Isthmus. The trip offers a little time to think on the penties. Technically, they are monkeys rather than apes, but it is not tactful to remind them of this. Their high-souled faces, the accepted name is Pentecost apes. In private, though, the bloody monkeys is about as common. It is, one might say, ad hominid insult. I get it. I can enter the forest. Might as well. Into the woods. Wide natural paths run between clumps of trees, softly lit by a dim green glow and the occasional glimmer of false stars through the canopy. Only the cracking of leaves and the soothing sounds of water break the serenity of the volcano-forged paradise. I could hunt for supplies, but I have an 18% chance. Relax in a hot spring. Let's do that. Lost 5 terror, that's nice. You slip out of your itchy clothes and into the welcoming caress of a hot, deep water. The salts and sweats of Zailing life melt away as you simply float, bare and free. Above, false stars glimmer. Yes, yes, yes. All around, the glow of the trees cast ambient calm on the silent peace. How long has it been since you had a moment like this? Since London? Longer? Little do they know, I haven't been long gone from London. Black beaches give way to an oasis of gently glowing trees and the scent of rotting flowers. I can have a thought of the past, a thought of the future, a thought of the east, a thought of the Z, or no thoughts, not right now. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds like the thing I need to do, explore all of the spots in order to actually make my report. I also think I need more things for the Admiralty in order to actually make the report as well. Let's think of the Z. As mysterious and deadly as the first day you set sail on her, she remains your mistress and your kingdom. You could travel a lifetime and never see all her secrets. Perhaps it has been longer. Time moves differently out here, in all the still blackness and changeless light of candles and false stars. Had you a chance to start over, what would you have done differently? Well, not sacrificed to salt would definitely be on the list. What paths might you have followed? What deeds could you still? Wait, what was that? Sounded like giggling. A tiny blonde girl perches watching on her rock. Her innocent grin is spiced with mischievous glee. Excuse me. She moves like a monkey, but she giggles like an imp at the look on your face at being caught bathing in her hot spring, and the one that floods onto it as she scoops up your clothes. Shipwrecked as a baby, raised by the empire of hands, she now plays between the worlds of ape and men, neither quite one nor entirely of the other. Demand that she put those clothes down at once, or there will be trouble. I could also have a desperate swim. I'm gonna swim after her. I'm sure it's fine. The monkey foundling makes things interesting. She waits, grinning innocently, until you emerge from the hot springs with nothing but your strategically placed hands for modesty. Before you can get close enough, though, she bolts from her crouched position and into the forest on all fours, a scampering run that turns every rock and fallen tree into a springboard. Quest for dignity quality is now 1. Excellent. I can chase the monkey foundling. Or I can just let them stare. Interesting. I'm gonna chase her. That sounds interesting. The branches scrape against your skin. The damp mud squidges between your toes. There is no sign of the monkey foundling, but her tracks are easily followed. The footprints lead here. She has not even attempted to hide them. It's as if she wants you to follow. Okay. Your hand slaps to your stinging buttock. Buttock. Great word. The little stone lands in the dirt, and as a familiar giggling comes from above. You look to see the monkey foundling dangling upside down from a branch by her legs, a blowpipe in hand and bag just out of your reach. Tantalizingly so. Taking a deep breath, you politely, very politely, request that she return your damned clothes now. The monkey foundling listens, and gives it some thought, tapping her blowpipe against her lips as she decides. Say, please, she grins. Please. The monkey foundling thinks for a moment. Pretty please? I can throw a rock at her. I'm not gonna do that. That's mean. I'll say pretty please, with an imaginary cherry on top if she likes. The monkey foundling has never heard of cherries. Pretty please, she adds, stifling a giggle. Pretty please. Damn it, it's freezing. How much longer? The monkey foundling is poker-faced. Pretty, please? Good God. Pretty, please. Your anguished plea echoes through the trees. A gift from the monkey foundling. You appear to have pretty pleased her. She decides you deserve a reward. She fishes in her bag and generously throws you a sock. A single solitary sock. She learns a few new swear words as she races off across the branches, and you're doubled up with laughter. I like this kid. I have a 15% chance to pursue her. I'm going to go for it anyway. It's a trap. Your feet step into a coiled rope just as the monkey foundling cuts loose the counterweight, and you feel yourself flying upside down into the trees. Of course she has traps. The wider empire has no shortage of would-be invaders, man and monkey alike. She sits back and enjoys the show as you flail around trying to get free before apparently taking pity on you. Pity, however, turns out to be casualty and without warning cutting through the rope dangling you in the air and sending you falling back with a surprised thump and a muddy forest to the more muddy forest floor. It knocks the air out of your lungs, but you are otherwise unharmed. She pauses for a moment to make sure, before her grin spreads back again and she races off to continue the game. Alright, I failed. Alright, the chase continues. A marsh of terrible stench. It is a place that skunks would think twice of entering if the Empire of Hands had such creatures. The monkey foundling, of course, is unconcerned, as much at home here as high in the branches or running the forest paths. She already dances, effortlessly, across a thin fallen tree that crosses the mire, surrounded by the foulest bubbling mud that has ever invaded your nostrils. She balances in the middle, daring you to try to follow. Huh. If I had iron of 60, I could prank her. I have a 15% chance of crossing. Let's do it. Hey, I managed it. It is slow, slow going. Your muddy feet slide against it, and the thin trunk barely carrying your weight. Inch by inch, step by step, you slowly make your way without slipping. The monkey foundling is visibly disappointed, even trying jumping up and down to shake the tree and make you take a messy tumble. But no, not today. You crush triumphantly to her grudging admiration. Hey, I gained 20 fragments for that. That's nice. Okay, so the monkey foundling dances. She pirouettes on a tree stump, saluting as you approach. Ambush! A screeching Pentecost ape drops from the branches. The shock on the monkey foundling face makes it clear this is not part of her little game. Its rage is focused entirely on her, the ghost of the Ash Isthmus, and the bright soul with which it can uplift itself to glory. It limps from some trap earlier, its fur blood-soaked and glistening. It lunges at the monkey foundling, who half rolls, half falls off the stump, and yells as it catches her by the legs. She rolls, shrieks her own howl, and as she lashes back with a kick that shatters fang and splits its lip. This only further enrages the frothing ape. It strikes. I'll help her. It's just a kid. Rock beats ape. You reach for a stone and bring it crashing down on the distracted ape's head. Its skull cracks, dampness spreading. It collapses on the ground, hard. It is not a child's face that looks up at you. Still, you reach a hand down. The monkey foundling just stares at it for a moment, something human returning as the adrenaline fades. For a moment, it almost looks as though she will take it. But no. She leaps up on her own, bounding away towards the dark safety of the jungle. And then stops. Hesitates. She looks back and tilts her head, beckoning you to follow. It is a look that suggests the game is over, but perhaps not quite yet finished. A small hut in the middle of the forest. Is this where the monkey foundling lives? Why would she lead you here, of all places? The monkey foundling herself is nowhere to be seen, but she has left you something. It sits outside the hut, carefully placed by a large, happy face drawn in the black sand. A little prize for being such a good sport. Your clothes, however, are nowhere to be seen. Of course, as the monkey part of her would no doubt demand, where would the fun be in that? I gained an outlandish artifact, so that's fun. And I can just return to the ship. An out-of-uniform experience. The crew reacts with the expected amount of sympathy to your naked return, which is to say, exactly none. By the time you board the ship, every last crew member is on hand to see and cheer, with more than a couple letting off flares as impromptu fireworks. It is many, many days before the needling ceases, and you are able to give an order without first scouring it for innuendo. On the plus side, it does boost at least the rest of the ship's mood while it lasts, and you have a new treasure for your collection. You have had worse days. So I've definitely explored Ash Isthmus, and I lost 10 terror.